Can I talk about freedom today? There's so many different types of freedom. There's financial freedom. We all want that one, right? We have relational freedom, just want to be loved. We have freedom in life to do whatever we want to do with whatever we have. We also have the freedom which is not talked about, and it's sexual freedom. And this awakening that's going across the country today, it's not just about sex. This is about freedom in life, about not just doing what you want, but to feel good on the inside. And that's what my channel is all about. But one of the things that I struggle with in life, since I was a child, I was brought up in a home that never talked about sex. Never. And sex is a very closed off thing. It was way back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. It's very, no, we don't talk about that. But the point is, it's being, during this spiritual awakening going throughout the world today, there's more people having sexual freedom. And I don't mean they're going to swingers clubs or any of that sort. They are, but that's just a portion of it. There's more nudists out there now. There's more everything. And I want to tell you how it happens. Some people, they just get older and they get more freer and don't give a crap about what people think of them. Other people go through a transformation. And that transformation is a transformation from shame. Because shame is so prevalent in our society today, and it steals lives. I'm not saying everybody should go get naked. I'm just saying that shame is a killer, and it killed my life for many, 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 many years. It started off in my household. We didn't talk about sex. I didn't have the birds and the bees talk. I didn't have any of that. So I had to learn from my environment. I had to learn from my schoolmates. I had to learn from really non-informed people, right? So I was left to my own desires. Didn't know why I felt the way I did. Didn't know why that. I'm not gay, but and it's okay to be gay. It's all good to be gay. But when you say something like that, do ever live your freedom, they think you're gay or bisexual, or your mind can go anywhere. You see what I mean? Your mind went somewhere, didn't it? Yep, I know it did. So let me ask you this. Are you free today? Are you sexually free? That doesn't mean you're a nudist. That just means that you have freedom from shame is the biggest one. I think it's shame. Because in the garden, remember in the garden, for you Christians out there, you read that little book you call your Bible, that it says in Genesis 3 that when they had messed up and they had sinned, quote unquote, they messed up, they covered themselves with fig leaves. They were shameful. So if you want to know where it all started, it started in the garden. It started with humanity. It started with just the way people are brought up and how they live their lives. And what I'm saying is we can't judge anybody else's desires. We can't judge anybody else's freedoms. I was so shameful in my life that I couldn't even take my clothes off in the boys' bathroom or the boys' gym room, I couldn't do any of that. I was like, this is not, I had a lot of influence in my life from places it shouldn't have been. I just give you that much of my life. But it just brought a lot of shame. It was a quiet thing. It was under the behind closed doors type thing for people. It is. And I know, listen, I know right now you're thinking like that too. I know. You did some things shameful in your eyes as a child or as a youth, and you did some things you think were shameful because you were brought up that way. Some of you, like my wife right now, she was brought up in a home that talked about sex. Another thing we didn't talk about was we didn't mention the word poop, right? Oh, I say that all the time. Yeah, see what I mean? Your house was different than mine. Those are two things we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about what you did in the bathroom after you closed the door. We didn't talk about what you did in the bedroom after you closed the door. I want to bring a reality to this. It's real. I don't want you to think I'm some kind of pervert or anything. I'm not. But the point is, it's just something in my life that's been coming alive. And then what I mean by that is I haven't been chasing sexual freedom. I've been chasing to get free from shame. And as I learn to love myself, that shame disappears. It just goes away. Because all the hidden things in your life, those are the shameful ones. I'm not saying go to a priest and start telling him everything you did in your life. Screw that. But what I am saying is learn to love yourself. Learn to accept all the so-called mistakes you made that weren't really mistakes. They were your journey. They were your path. And if you can accept that today, you can be free too. Now, am I totally completely free? No, I'm not. I'd say that right now. I'm on the journey of being free. A lot of weird stuff happened in my life after that. After I became free of the shame. I don't judge me now, but I, around nobody else, wanted to get in my pool. No clothes on. It was a freedom that I've gained. I can jump in my pool with no clothes on. By myself. Sounds weird, maybe, to some of you. Some of you couldn't even think about doing that. Some of you have never thought about doing that. But I love when everybody's still in bed. I did a cold plunge this morning. Here's a picture of it. I did this cold plunge this morning, totally naked. See, some of you are embarrassed that I said. Some of you are my family and that I are watching this right now. And you're embarrassed for me. Why? Why are you embarrassed? Some of you know me from my past as a pastor. The naked pastor. Remember that? There's a guy on Facebook. Sorry, by his name. He's a naked pastor. But he has nothing to do with clothes. It has to do with open heart of mind, of religion. But yeah, I was a pastor. I am a pastor. You can't, the ordination just never stops. But some of you out there right now are going, Dale, we knew you from your ministry in Clearwater, Florida, and blah, 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 blah. And then you helped guys do this and do that and do that. I said, yeah, I did. I never helped any nudists, though. What I'm saying to you is, you be you. This is what I'm learning in life. See, I know God put me on this journey to be free. And part of that journey was not to jump in my pool nude, but to be free from sexual shame. And he wants that for you today as well. He wants you to be free from that shame and guilt. Does that mean you go to a nudist colony and jump in the pool with all your clothes off and have your boobs hanging out and all? No, I don't mean that at all. But you're free in your heart. Free in your heart. You see, I'm not telling you to go out and be a pervert. A pervert. There is no. See, a pervert is actually judgment. But the word pervert is you're judging somebody for not believing or seeing or doing what you do. Their life is perverted. Listen, you can pervert the use of money. You can pervert the use of marriage. You can pervert the use of a lawnmower. You could use, it's just pervert means to twist, means to turn. It means to not use for what it's supposed to be used for. So anybody with sexual perversion, you might say, is because you don't believe about what they believe. That's all it is. And we always come against people who do that. We always come against people who don't believe like we do. Find that in a lot of religion, am I right? And there's 43,000 different sects, S-E-T-S, of Christianity. Yeah, 43,000. That people who believe differently and broke off from the church, as you call it. Anyway, learn to love you and let that flower open up of whatever that contains. Whatever that contains. Whatever freedoms you want to have, things that you want to do, they're in there behind that shame. It might be starting a new business. It might be because you have such shameful stuff on how you've used money. It could be blocking your marriage and having sex with your partner because of all the shameful stuff you've had in your life. And you believe sex is something that's perverted or estranged, or it's not the norm. It is the norm. You wouldn't be here if your parents didn't have sex. So today, get free from your shame and see how that flower opens up and see how your life can change. See how much you can love your life more just by getting free from that shame. And if you want to know more, you want to talk to me, just message me, whatever you want to do, just get a hold of me and we can talk and let you open up. Maybe you want to talk about it. Maybe it's not sexual freedom. Maybe it's some other freedom you need. Maybe it's just hating yourself, because that's what I did. I did it for so many years. Shame will steal your life. Don't let it. You have a great day, and subscribe, follow, all that kind of stuff. If you watch it this far, you're a brave soul, and you're my friend. So I love you. Have a great day.